pips?
It's Monday again.
Can you believe it?
Holy mackerel.
Where?
I don't know. Time is flying.
Well, this was a very full and packed weekend magically, because it was like
yes, we had a lot.
Lots of Cal and Have. Okay, let's have a look. Oh my goodness gracious me! Like the world's arrived. Hello everybody. So let's. Oh gosh, right. Starting from the top. Hello Logan. Hello Wendy. Hello Sean. Hello Yoff. Hello Gilda. Hello Savannah. Hello Susan. Hello Taylor. Hello Cass. Jess. Peggy. Lizette. And Laurie.
Holy crap. Okay.
Look at that. Lizette's already kicked us off with our first super chat. Well, actually, Yoff did, but he got it in before we even set the goal. He's like, super. So, yeah, ever so quickly, because Lisa's got a ton of stuff to talk about. A little bit of housekeeping. Just want to say we are, I hope, going to do a book club tonight. If you guys throw us the, what do you call it, 10 super chatty thingy, whatever you call them, super chats.
That's very clear.
Was it?
Yes.
Good. So no, what I'm saying, I have a meeting tonight, but it is early evening. I'm hoping I'm going to be back for 8, but we may not get off bang on time.
Right, we might be more like 8:30. Just don't.
So if we are a little late, I apologise profusely. But that's assuming we get to that as well. And are we allowed to wish somebody a certain somebody here? A certain something?
All right. Isn't it somebody's birthday?
Somebody's birthday, which I believe is so important. I actually celebrate it with tacos the world over.
Oh, Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo. This is the special Cinco de Mayo version of Magic Monday. We did say bring your tacos. We forgot ours, unfortunately.
We said bring your tacos?
I did. I posted something really stupid on the post this morning because I'd do that.
I'm really sorry. He's very confusing to me today, so I'm just going to stay in my brain and not try to go in his.
Hot dog. Taco? Don't mind if I do.
We would like to thank everybody who has donated towards our tarot deck. We'd like to thank them very, very much and let them know that we do have a GoFundMe up. And that we are making progress. We met again with Dave. He's feeling better.
Yeah.
He's working on the 10s, and we're getting somewhere now. We're going to get somewhere.
I'm trying to think. Well, we've only got like 3 more cards to go in the class, and that's the end of that. And then we start again on July the 20th on the class. And if I didn't get there, I'm sorry. Very happy birthday to you, Savannah. I think I might have just waffled. That's what I was trying to say.
That's what happened.
So very, very happy birthday to you. And guys, if you feel inclined to throw us a super chat, we'll be doing another book club tonight, which may or may not take place at 8 o'clock. Hopefully it will, because I'll be back by then. But if I'm not, it's going to be later. Over to you then, boss.
All right. So, the astrology for May. What is May going to bring?
I don't know.
All right.
Should we run and hide?
So, I think the feature actor for May is Pluto.
Oh dear.
And
it's all gonna come out,
I think if you were here before, you heard me say that the outer planets move a little slower, right? So Mercury's like that little red Corvette, and believe me, Mercury is on speed demon this month. But Pluto is more like that big kind of cargo ship that just, sometimes needs a tugboat, right? And it has become stationary. It's getting stationary to retrograde. So basically, it's going to be at 3 degrees Aquarius for the entire month, right? So imagine that the big barge cargo ship has hit the sand barge, and there it sits. So it's kind of important to think about where 3 degrees Aquarius is in your natal chart. And do you have anything 3 degrees Leo or 3 degrees Taurus Scorpio? Because those are the other fixed signs that it's making harsh aspects to, right? Opposition squares. You could also think if you had anything at 3 degrees, Gemini or Libra, they're making a trine. And you could go through other aspects as well, but those are the big ones. So it is technically still opposing Mars in Leo, even though Mars has moved to 7 degrees. We know that we allow outer planets quite a big orb. So if we said it's really still opposing Mars for maybe as much as another 4 degrees, Mars moving through Leo. So we're having quite a bit of a stationary kind of reckoning. Yeah? And then it'll move backwards. But this month it's really going to be pretty much in that place, offering to expose whatever it wants to. All right. So just think about where that's going to be. Like for me, it's in my house of health. How lovely. And it is really conjunct my sun. How lovely. Because my sun is 6 degrees Aquarius in the 6th house. So I could see what's happening for me. All right. Now, Mercury today is in the last decadent of Aries. So it's saying, hey, let's speak our minds. Let's get out there and really say things, even though it may not be that we're saying very nice things. But as of the 10th, Mercury will speed on out of Aries and get into Taurus. So by the 10th of this month, we may not be quite as sharp-tongued as we are this week. Also, it's going to sextile Jupiter, which will help our words.
That's a good thing, right?
Yeah, because Jupiter is the great benefic and it wants to expand things. So maybe words that haven't been heard previously will be heard a little better once Mercury speeds on out of Aries.
So it's well out of its own shadow now. We've done the
Mercury's full speed ahead. Mercury's going crazy. Oh, I see Nicole put her on the list.
And did you get our Laurie as well?
I did.
Okay, perfect.
So I usually don't talk about Chiron. I do a little bit in class, but Chiron...
That's an asteroid thing.
It's the wounded healer. It's like the shamanic thing. And while Mercury is doing its bit with Jupiter, it's also going to come into conjunction with Chiron. So the words that are being expanded will either be very healing or they will be very hurtful, right? So Mercury will help us speak our mind, and we just want to be mindful of how we do this.
It was in the Pat Benatar song, isn't it? Words are like weapons, they wound sometimes. Yes. Hello, Laura of the North as well. So she's
Venus in Scorpio, 3 degrees. Yes.
Sorry, Taylor. Probably best to just go back to bed.
Or was that the other? That's Laura.
Laura of the North. Yes, she changed her last name to O. So because we kept confusing everybody. We do that.
We're all right.
We'll figure it out.
All right. So we still have to realize that even though Saturn is in Pisces at 28 degrees, and Neptune has reached 1 degree Aries, they're still in a conjunction, but it's an out of sign conjunction. So I know some people have heard this already, but when we could only see planets with the naked eye, Saturn was the ring. It was the boundary.
The ring fence.
Right? It was between us and whatever else was out there. That was our boundary. And it became known as the restrictor or the lesson teacher. And it is now being asked to act as one with Neptune. And Neptune doesn't know any boundaries, right? Like every everything has a light and a shade, or a good aspect, a feature, a good feature, and a more harsh feature. So Neptune gets that bad rep of take this drug, try it. What's the worst that could happen? How hard could it be? Just step over here. It doesn't matter if there's a bottom or not, kind of thing. So Neptune can be a little bit challenging because you want to kind of believe the dream, right? And Neptune isn't restricted by Saturn. It's on the other side. It says, the universe has no limits, right? So how do you get, I have a dream, I have no limits, I'll take the biggest whatever, to work with, there are boundaries, there is karma, there are lessons.
They sound somewhat opposed in their philosophies,
do have a very
shall we
different
say.
belief system. So I kind of think we take the best of each one's power. And we say, Neptune says, dream big. And Saturn says, put in the work to manifest those dreams.
I see what you're saying.
Right?
Anything's possible if you put in the work.
So this is what we have going on, basically between now and their perfection in February 26. But start thinking about, what are you dreaming big about? And what work are you willing to do to bring those dreams into reality? You also are going to have, on the 6th, Venus sextile Pluto. So that says, like, where do you want to pioneer? What do you value here? What do you want to uncover? What do you want to expose? What do you want to use that comes from this? And Thursday, the moon is trining Pluto, so that might be an emotional discovery kind of day, where you're facing something that something that's probably pretty deep, coming to terms with that. And then Thursday, the moon is going to conjunct Jupiter. So it's kind of this self, inside self, self, outside self. Very
it's
deep.
Like almost getting out of your own way to be able to see yourself.
Very deep stuff, yeah. So we're in for quite a week. And Saturday, the 10th, is when Mercury moves on into Taurus, and that will calm things down a little bit. And we'll find that we're a little more precise with our words. We don't have that Aries making us fly off the handle. And, Taurus is that fixed earth sign. So when you have Mercury, coming into that fixed earth, it's kind of the opposite of where it's going to be when it moves to the next sign, right? So Mercury rules Gemini, mutable air. That's where it's at home. It's happy, mutable air. Let me talk, all kinds of things.
And how?
So when we have this Mercury in a fixed earth sign, like the absolute opposite, we're going to be very precise with our words. So we're going to have discoveries. Mercury is on crack. We have this stationary energy of Pluto trying to help us really figure things out, to expose what we need to know. Venus saying, look, okay, what's being exposed and how do we feel about that? And then this dream big and bring those dreams into reality. And that's a lot of what's going on this week. We also have to keep on our minds that Algol and Uranus, Uranus is at 26 degrees Taurus.
That's
so
straight
we're
on top of
still
Algol,
really experiencing that Algol energy. Algol's 25 degrees Taurus.
Oh, sorry.
And the sun, we're in Taurus now, the sun is going to move and tighten up that light that's now being shown on the chaos that's now being shown on the losing your head. So we really need to stay focused, and use the gifts that are here, right? What do you need to see? How do you need to process it? What do you need to dream? How do you bring it into a reality? What do you need to find that's quite indelible, right? And now is your chance. If you don't fix it, if you don't fix that 3 degrees Pluto stuff, you know, it's going to be sat there a while.
Hello, Courtney. Logan, it's interesting that he's a very similar thing. If you go back quite a few Magickal Mondays, we did talk about, or certainly Lisa did, because I'm nowhere near the astrologer she is. But yeah, there's a similar kind of vein going on that this pattern has repeated time and time again. But this particular one we're in right now, we haven't seen for 3,500 years, have we?
The Saturn conjunct Neptune at 0 degrees Aries. But yes, we have a lot of things that are empirical evidence for. We still have, you know, on the back of here I have this Al Ghul business that we're doing as well. When you look at all of the cycles that are coming to this head, food shortages,
right.
The trade wars, cyber war, air traffic issues. Like, I don't know if anybody noticed today that over 500 flights were interfered with or delayed or postponed.
Ground stop, I think, wasn't it? Or
in
something
Newark.
like that, yeah.
So Newark's one of our biggest hubs. And you can see this is all in this astrology. And we don't know the depth of which one, right? Because we have this thing that says, oh, look, here's when we had AIDS and polio and the swine flu and measles and blah, 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 and now we might have bird flu as an epidemic. So
I know, but
there's
we're systematically dismantling the guardrails to help us with these things. We've just gone nuts.
And then there's the astrology that points to like a food shortage or a shortage of goods and a trade war, and then there's this cyber war and AI and air traffic. And let's not forget that as we work through the last of Uranus in Taurus, we're going to see earthquake activity. But we also have things that are bringing in the air and fire aspect as the outer planets move. So we should expect volcanic activity like we've seen this past couple of months with Kilauea and Alaska and Italy. There's going to be more volcanic activity and hurricanes and
extreme climate
tornadoes,
events.
Extreme climate things. So you have all of the elements kind of working themselves into a frenzy. So these next few months, we could see almost anything happen, but I'm going to tell you that this is probably the last real good week you have, price-wise and availability-wise, to get in your cat food, flour, coffee, sugar, essentials, canned goods, things like that, before they either disappear or prices become astronomical. And again, if I'm wrong, that's fantastic. You just don't have to buy cat food for a few months. But if I'm right, you won't have
You'll be
to
grateful.
pay astronomical prices or not be able to feed your cat.
Well, one of the things that happens, and this is what happened in when the pandemic came upon us a few years ago now, is unfortunately people suddenly go into this hoard mode. And I mean, there was no real shortage. There was no real shortage of toilet paper, but people started hoarding it. And then, of course, you get the gougers, don't you? You know, I'm going to flog hand sanitizer on the internet for like $18 for a bottle.
Or yeast, remember that?
Yeah, I mean, so
there's somebody asking about readings.
Oh, hi, Pinchman, yes.
We do readings the last half hour. We're on for an hour, so about 10 more minutes before we start reading. And we do readings for channel members, or if you want to send a super chat, we'll do a reading for you. But yes, the astrology that I'm talking about, or that we're talking about, is global, country, community, family, and personal. Right? So it affects everybody.
Yep, absolutely, it does. And you know, again, this is not a political thing, because it wouldn't matter who the heck's in power. The astrology's going to be the same.
No matter who was in political power, we would still have the earthquakes, volcanoes, and climate business going on. We would still have the threat of disease, pandemic, epidemic kind of things. We would still have the threat of cyber war. We would still probably have the threat of trade war. It could possibly be handled a hell of a lot better if we had a different choice. But unfortunately, this is where we're at.
We are where we are,
but,
so to speak.
Again, there is this activity of Al Ghul that is about beheading, losing your leader, decapitating. We can see the government has been decapitated already. So we'll see what happens. I can't read any of that.
Yeah, no, I feel, listen, so I totally appreciate that. We can only spend what we can spend, and we don't want you to feel obligated in any way. But one of the things I would say to you, pinched man, is that there's like a general what's the word we're looking for? Almost like an overarching kind of thing when we do the readings. That's sort of like it's like for the group together.
Egregore.
They all seem
There's a group mind each Monday, depending on who shows up. So if you hang around and listen to the readings, you'll see that there's a group mind. Lori's paid for Pinch Man.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lori.
Aw. You're a mush, Laurie. I love it. There you go. So we'll do your card.
All right, so I'll put him on the list here.
Yeah. We have a lovely, lovely community here. Oh, and also Sky Key Moonbeams. We've seen you before. That's the second time on our list. So thank you.
What's going on? Lori did 2? 1 for Pinch Man?
I don't know what the other one is. She's done 2, so thank you. She wants book club tonight. That's what she wants. I can understand. We're up to 6 out of 10 tonight. So there you go.
Pinched Man, you're at the end of the list. You're going to have to listen for a while till we get to you. Because
hang on in there.
Hang in there. And listen to other people's readings too.
And tell your friends about us. We don't suck. We'd like to be less of a well-kept secret. We're doing our best, you know. I think people are getting bombarded with adverts today. I keep seeing the view account dip, you know. And so I apologise. We have no control over that. We used to, but we don't. They've taken it out of our hands. Ah, aren't you lovely? You guys are lovely. All right. Anyhow.
All right. So big deal. Check where that 3 degrees fixed sign is in your chart, right? 3 degrees Aquarius is where Pluto's sitting. 3 degrees Leo is in opposition, wants to fight. 3 degrees Taurus or Scorpio, challenge. 3 degrees Libra or Gemini is a trine, something being offered to help you work out whatever that 3 degrees Aquarius is, right? So, for example, if I have 3 degrees Aquarius is in my 6th house of health, right near my sun. If there were something trining in Gemini or Libra, that would be information, Mercury, or some sort of justice that I could use to deal with it, but I don't have either of those things. All right, so hang in there, people. Look for the truth. Pluto wants to bring forward the truth. Look for Mercury to be able to express the truth. Look at that Venus for ways to see what value there is in that truth and how you're going to process that truth. And again, this is for everyone. And then dream big, says Neptune.
Dream big.
And figure out, Saturn says, figure out how you're going to put in the work to realize those dreams. And that's for everybody.
It's true, isn't it? When you think about it, you know, because first you have to have an idea, but an idea without a plan is just a wish. And then you got to work on your plan, because your plan's going nowhere if you don't actually put your plan into action, you know. So those 3 things, that's the key. So, but I think there's, you know, every cloud has a silver lining, and there's an awful lot of unfortunate stuff going on in the world. But that doesn't mean the good stuff stopped.
No, right? We're at this cycle of transition.
Yeah.
Right?
And it's quite likely that we may actually develop a completely new understanding of reality.
Oh, I think so.
Of reality
itself.
itself.
Sound like some spaced out crazy, but we are truly coming into the age of Aquarius, and we've talked about that before. But before, let's let's look at it this way. Let's think of the Piscean age that we're, the fishermen of man, the Piscean age that ruled for 2,000 years.
Thank you, Courtney.
Let's think of that as the baby in the womb, right? Growing, learning how to be incarnated.
Interesting.
And let's think of this transition from the age of Pisces to the age of Aquarius. Where we are now is in the birth canal. Right? Nobody's coming along to do a C-section. We're not going to get out that quick. We are in the pangs of birth.
Oh.
Right? And we are struggling, and the universe is pushing like mom would be pushing, and we are trying to grip ourselves and push our heads out. That's where we are. We are no longer in the age of Pisces, but we have not come into the age of Aquarius. 1960 to 2080.
Wow.
Right? 1960 to 2020, 11:59 to midnight.
It's just a tick.
2020 to 2080, midnight to 12:01. That 120 years, we are in the birthing stage.
In the grand scheme of things, that is just like a blink of an eye.
Right. Humans have been here like hardly any time.
Yeah.
But we
We
really
screwed it up
have
pretty spectacularly.
we have the potential for an amazing rebirth as a world.
Yeah, if we embrace it. Hey, Carol, how are you? And you're not late. You're perfectly in time. That's all good. And Courtney, thank you so much for the super chat. Guys, we just got 3 to go, and you're on for book club.
So, Carol, you can always go back later and
Please
watch
do.
the astrology, because
deep.
I have to break down every week because there's just, again, so much going on. But the idea of understanding the language, reading the language, is being able to use it to your advantage, right? Oh my God, Neptune's making me go crazy, but Saturn will help you stabilize.
Yep,
right?
yep. And it is, whilst there's, and I forget who said this, but it's so apt and appropriate, like the old age is dying, a new age struggles to be born, and now is a time of monsters. But there's also good there, and what we focus on truly comes into focus.
Yeah.
So you've got, at this point, we all have, as awakened people, for want of a better word, have a responsibility to hold the light, to be the light, to just, do stupidly nice things for other people, like Laurie did for a random stranger today. Hold a door for somebody, smile at somebody, just be the light, and it's transformative. It really, really is. It really is. All right, so let's dig into our readings. Mash that like button if you haven't already done so, and if you can find it in your hearts to find us 3 more super chats, you're on for a book club.
All right, you're up first for Logan.
Logan. Fretteth not, my friend, fretteth not. Understand worry is manifestation in reverse. And, I'd already started out, what you focus on comes into focus. You may be having a hard time sleeping, and, try to do some meditation work if you can. Learn to quiet your mind. I know that's difficult. It is for me, because there's always something going on in my head, and it's a scary place to be. But try to quiet your mind and learn to be still. Even if you've just got to go outside and put your back against a tree or something like that. Learn to be still. And I think that will give you that peace that you desperately search for in your head. Because peace is what you need right now. Okay?
Abandon all hope, ye who... What?
Enter here. No, mate. Come on, get a grip. That's the sign you put above the door of a haunted house. Abandon hope, all you who enter here, isn't it? No, come on.
You got to turn things around
You
here. I think
do.
you're dwelling too much in the negative, really.
Well, I think that card says it all, doesn't
and
it?
I think we'll count Yoff even if YouTube doesn't. Because
Oh, well, there you go. Hey, Sky Key Moonbeam has obviously got herself a reading as well. And I'm assuming that's how you identify. If you don't, please let me know, because I've no mean dire...
So then we were at 10, really, because...
Well, sort of close. No,
So
we're
we
at eight.
Now we're at 8?
8 now.
But we're at 9 then, because I'm going to count Yoffs.
Well, you can, but I would like it. It helps our channel a lot if we make
reach
our
our
goal.
goal.
It really does. It really, really does.
All right. I'm next for Sean. Aha.
Aha.
A little bit of whack-a-mole.
Work, busy,
Are
busy,
you a
chop,
little
chop,
bit
bang, bang.
overextended? Are you like us, thinking, when are we going to get in the garden because it's going to rain for the whole entire week?
Pretty much.
So just get your umbrella and get out there anyway, because the rainwater's good. I feel like there are quite a few things coming in that will be big gains and like prosperity kind of things, but I think there is a lot of work to go along with each thing, like attention to a lot of different details to bring it forward. But it looks like this is going to be a really positive week for you financially.
Hello, Gunga Crick. Thank you for joining us. Ha ha.
Oh, we know who that is.
We do.
All right,
Who do I
you're
got
up
now?
for Yoff.
Yoff. Hopefully you're...
And again, we're building a group mind, so...
Oh, boy, can we talk for hours about this card.
Wish card. Dreams coming true.
It is the wish card, though. It is the wish card. But wish, again, you need to put a plan behind that, and you need to action that plan. And knowing where you are can really help you. So sometimes you have to do a quick situational awareness sort of assessment, for want of a better word. But this is a really bloody good card, and it's perfectly okay to have aspirational thinking. Try to eschew, if you will, that negative conditioning that's foisted upon us from a very early age, where people go, "Ooh, be careful what you wish for, you just might get it," which means there's always has to be this price to pay for daring to aspire to something. But if you don't have aspirational thinking, you won't aspire to anything. So eschew that negative conditioning and pursue your dreams.
All right. Next up is Gilda.
Gilda,
victory. Nice. All right. Something that maybe you thought was kind of hanging over you, or has been quite a journey. I think you're going to hear some really, really good news and feel like finally that's settled. That's done. I don't have to look at that again for a while. This is where I'm heading. These are who I have as my little army, and I have come to a victory for self, and more than likely a victory for family as well. So this excellent card.
Yes. Does not suck.
Savannah, the birthday girl.
Savannah. Oh. Actually, this is a really, really good card. And you know, because you've done our tarot class, that the symbol on this dude's shoulder is actually an Aboriginal symbol for meeting place. So I am thinking this is like, maybe there's a bit of a clan gathering going on, which is fine, because, you get the whole month to celebrate your birthday. Why not?
Well, except for whatever 12th, I think it is, that's Tony's.
Oh, yeah, well, I suppose Tony's allowed.
Tony gets 1 day.
Is he allowed a day? Does he get the whole day, or is it just half a day? Maybe, or a couple of hours in the evening.
Doesn't it seem like a second ago it was
Boom.
your birthday? Like a second ago, and here's the next year gone by. It's crazy.
Tempus fugit. It really, really does.
Anyway, I think this is a good,
this
solid...
is a really good card. Great foundational card. Great, like this.
Take those Neptunian dreams and bring them into...
structure.
Oh, yeah.
Structure. Put some structure to them, and it's going to come together really, really well, And do dare to involve other people. Why not?
Yeah.
It took us a bloody long time to realise we can't actually do everything ourselves.
You gotta ask for help sometimes.
Sometimes you just have to say, "Hey, could you, please? Would you mind, awfully?" And on that note, thank you so much for the super chats. 2 more to go, and support our tarot deck if you can.
All right, Susan. I'm finding your card, Susan.
Susan. Oh.
I think that it's a week for you to kind of be careful about what you hear, right? I was saying that some of this is going to bring about Mercury, like energy that words could hurt or help. And I feel like this is you on the receiving end. And we have to remember that this guy lies by omission.
Slightly economical with the
This
truth.
this is only being given the information the other party wants to give you, and not all the information. So before you get upset with some sort of connection to a client or something going on with, your farm or your business or whatever it is, get to the whole truth before you really take it deep inside you, right? Before you let it hurt you. Make sure you have all the facts that you need, because somebody might purposely be trying to deceive you or make you feel less than you really are. So don't take other people's BS. Stand tall.
And sometimes it's if I can just interject, and I really feel when this card comes up, somebody may be being economical with the truth, and sometimes that gets us on our it gets us at an emotional level. And sometimes you have to be a little more dispassionate and maybe apply in terms of discernment the Sherlock Holmes thing, when you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains, no matter how improbable, must be the truth.
Right.
So it doesn't matter how somebody wants you to believe something, get to it.
Well, that's for everybody.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Taylor.
Taylor. How you doing, Taylor? Hey. Now, time to put spurs to horse, love. You've got to move forwards. It's all right sitting and contemplating things, but there is a massive amount as yet untapped potential that's running off both sides of this card. If only you will take some action to move towards it, even if your progress is slow. I mean, this is a big Shire horse. This horse isn't built for speed, but it's got immense power and unstoppability. Yeah, endurance, stick-to-itiveness. So even if you're feeling a little discouraged, for want of a better word, I would urge you to perhaps find your hoil, and really reconnect with your ambitions, and they will lift you. I know the zeitgeist is shitty right now, pardon me for swearing, but it is. People are feeling generally, and it's hard, but you can do it. You can do it.
All
You
right.
can do it.
I'm up. This is Cass.
Hello, Cass.
Ooh. Another knight. This knight is the messenger of good news. It's also, though, again, like a realization, right? So I think that you have a lot to process. And I think that there's a balance here, right? That sometimes we only think about the negative things and we get stuck there. And sometimes we only think about the positive things and we lose our grip on reality. But I think that seeing as how this is a card very linked to Mercury, that you are going to find that balance, and you're going to get this news and you're going to process the news in a very practical way. I think that you're going to harness your hopes and dreams for the future, and that you're going to bring them into fruition in a very practical way. So I think this is going to be a really, really good week for you to get your handle on where you're going.
So
All right.
Thank you for the super chat, Savannah. Isn't it? We're supposed to
go.
give you stuff on your birthday, but you give us. Hey, that's nice. You're acting like Lisa.
Oh, I always have my unbirthday, yeah.
It's like that. One more, guys, and you're on for book club.
All right, Jess.
Jess. How you doing, Jess? Ooh, this card does not suck. This card does not suck. There may be another opportunity to reinvent yourself again. Oh, she's going into your chart now. Oh, look.
No, not Jess's.
I don't know what's going on here. This is really good. I love this card. This is like getting inspired and really bringing about, ridiculous creativity. And although ones are fire, classically in the tarot deck, I always tend to feel that, one gets burned up in fire. And I believe it earnestly to be a ruse, but I think it's more about inspiration, ideas and thoughts and bringing something into being. So have at it, girl. Have at it. This is good. Great card. You had to consult stuff.
Yeah. Cass, if you go out on the intertubes and look up this transit, it'll tell you a lot about what's going on with you. Pluto is going to conjunct your natal Saturn, but you'd have to look it up, Saturn conjunct Pluto, because it would be listed probably that way. But I think that says a lot about what's going on with you this year.
Planets in Aspect is that
all right,
a really
Peggy,
good book if you've got it.
Peggy, things are starting to move. I've just talked about how everything is quite stationary, but I think for you, there's something coming where you figure out how you're going to move. Sometimes when I read people, I say, look, somebody must have laid their baggage on you, and you're carrying this baggage, but it's not yours. But you can't give it back to the person who gave it to you, but it's weighing you down. But you can stick it in Lost and Found.
You can.
You can just dump it there. So take the lessons learned and move forward. But I feel like there's something lightening up for you enough that you finally get to move forward. And that might be just recognizing that you can leave the baggage in Lost and Found, not yours.
Don't have to lug that bloody great big suitcase around with you. You do not. All right, Lizette. Oh, I'm feeling this is yours. Oh, another ace.
Oh, aces and knights. These are all good.
These are good cards. These are good cards. Generally speaking, this is a very positive run of things that we've got going on here this time. So this one, I love this card so much. I mean, the 5 streams are really important. If you've read, the Pictorial Key to the Tarot, which is essential reading for everybody, seriously, even though it's written by the misogynistic Arthur E. Waite. The 5 streams there are super, super important. That spirit thing. So this, I think, there's been a lot kind of weighing on you, but I think this is the opportunity for you to now, just relax and breathe. Exhale, it's okay. Everything is coming back to a good flow is going. A good flow is going. It's not so crazily spastic as it was, with energies being fractured all over the place kind of thing. And I think for you, things are coming back to a good even keel, and you're feeling like you're getting back on your game, and I think that is really, really good. So little conscious pat of yourself on the back and feel okay, and just woosah, relax a bit. It's okay.
All right, I have our Lori M.
Hello, our Lori. One more super chats, peeps. Ooh, hey, this doesn't suck either.
We know this is a good card for prosperity, but it's also a really great card for finally getting your crap together, your shit together, right? This is the only card that Pamela Coleman Smith signed on the top. And it's a mirror. So I don't know why, but I feel like you're going to get to a place where you feel that you can start to do phone readings again.
Hey, that'd be good.
Or come to a few more things.
Yep.
Right? There's this welling up of energy, of feeling, the energy of that elder who's learned all those things, and the support and comfort of the friends, right? And then the understanding of both the nurturing and the kind of like pushing yourself. So I don't know. I think that May in general is going to be a really good month for you. There may be some things that are costly, but don't let them, get you down, because I think you're going to figure out ways to really get things in order, especially financially.
Yep, it's a good card.
All right.
You're very welcome, Lizette.
You're up
very
for
welcome.
Donna.
Donna. Page of Swords. Page of Swords.
Cutting through the crap.
Kind of, but there's almost like there's this kind of energy. I'm sorry, I'm just going to have to gesticulate. Hold this a second. I don't want to set fire to the card. It's like, right, let's what? You know, and there's so much pent-up energy in you right now. And I think it's almost got to the frustrated stage. So just, for you, try to just woosah a little bit as well. Because, you know, I know you're desperate to, like, I need to get into my garden. I need to do this. I need to do the other. And it's almost like you're feeling like the pressure of so much demand and you want to get on with it. And it's like, but it's okay. Sometimes it's okay just to be still. I know it's hard. But take a beat. Take a beat and don't let things frustrate you. All right,
I'm up for Nicole.
Hello, Nicole.
Another ace. All right.
Aces are pivotal. That's it.
All right. Yes, this is a good financial card. So I think that something is going to, you know, you're going to get a break. Something's going to help you move forward financially. But what I want you to notice, what stands out to me for you on this card, is that little archway. I think you are going to find your way to make your way from this garden that is fenced in to making your way out into greener pastures, into more open space. So I think that could also be a way for you to make some more money. But I think you're going to get there. I think you're going to, instead of standing in that doorway, stuck in that doorway, I think you're going to figure out how to take those steps forward out into that new space.
We have a new viewer, Mickey Haji, is it? I can't, if I'm pronouncing your name terribly, forgive me. And thank you for subscribing to our channel. Do contemplate being a channel member. We're quite good, you know.
You're up for Laura O.
Laura of the North. Hello, Laura of the North. Oh, hey. This again, this card to me particularly is my king of wishful thinking. Ooh. But, thank you, Cass. That means we hit our goal. Yay. Perfect. Thank you. So this King of Wands, it might be the king of wishful thinking, but in exactly the same way as the wish card.
This is for Laura O.
Laura of the North.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to wish for things. It's okay to have aspirational thinking. And, you know, it's the idea that makes things happen. Because you've got to have that burst of inspiration. You've got to have that, you know, like really bringing it together and seeing it with clarity in your mind. And then once you've got your idea and you can speak about it to others, you're already starting to build a plan. And that's the key. Learn your elevator pitch. That's what I'm saying to you. Learn your elevator pitch. Because
what do you mean by that? That
what's
means
an elevator
that you have
pitch?
to sell somebody in the time you get from one floor to the next.
Pretty much, you know.
Be precise. What are you doing? How you want to do it? What do you want them to do?
About 3 minutes. That's what you got. You got 3 minutes to persuade somebody to do something or whatever, or to subscribe to something, or, you know, get that going on. Learn how to do this. It's very much a communicative card, this, and it's very much about communication of ideas, I think, for me. So there you go.
All right, I'm up for Courtney.
Does not suck, let me tell you.
Courtney. Ooh.
This does not suck.
This is a really good card that tells us you're in a place of strength, right? Like you may have had to come through an awful lot, but now you are crowned and you're sitting there on that pillow of strength. You've got that Venus energy etched in stone. You get it. So this is about being able to nurture others while not sacrificing the self, and understanding, you know, all that you have achieved and how best to use those tools that you've achieved. So I think this month, this week especially, but this month for you is going to be about putting putting the right bricks in the wall and building what you want to build and feeling like you've protected what you want to protect, and that I just a really good feeling of accomplishment. You know, there's one thing to be like that innocent child, and there's the other thing to be the nurturing mother, and I think you've achieved the balance between those two things.
So right. There you go.
You're up for Pinch Man.
Pinched Man. Why not? Another night.
Oh my goodness.
Another night. Again, this is about. I love this one because there's an element of like, whoa, the front feet are in the air. We're giving it large. So, I think you're finally moving out of the doldrums a little bit, and I think. What you tell yourself is key here. You've got to like.
I think pay attention to the mail as well.
Yeah,
things coming in the snail mail. There's something important there.
It is messages, yes, but also, I think for you particularly, what you tell yourself, and I want you to really change your focus from what you cannot do to what you can do. And say, look at me, whoa, I got this going on, And if you start to feed that into you, you'll suddenly find yourself moving to a place of personal empowerment. And I think that's all you need. I've got this for me, this isn't classic tarot, but this for me, whenever I get those three pyramids, tells me that we're talking about an old soul. Snail mail, regular post. Right. Open your mailbox.
Your P.O. box or your mailbox, paper mail instead of just what's coming in the computer mail.
Yeah, I know. People do still send letters. They do. We just get bills, but if you want to send us checks, we'd like that too. But anyway, this old soul thing. So you're an old soul. Come on, can reconnect with that old soul wisdom, that latent wisdom that's within you.
Yes, put into action what you can do. Yep.
And put into action what you can do, and things will move forwards. So there you go.
Well, don't throw something away that's important.
Yep.
All right, I'm up for Carol. It's this one here. Carol. So this card is called Abandonment, but that's not necessarily the case.
Yeah.
Maybe this person knows that the cure isn't where they've already looked, but the cure is in a new place. So maybe you're going to find a different avenue of healing. And once you get that component, you're going to be able to finish things up and feel a lot better. So be open-minded to something new, some sort of new treatment or new energy that could help you get things back to where you want them to be. So if somebody suggests an alternative thing, might be time to hear them out. But I think that you're going to be very passionate about it and able to move forward.
So there.
All right. So last is Sky Key.
Sky. Oh, I'm feeling this one. Love this card. This card has got a very, very special meaning for both Lisa and I, but we ain't got time to go into that right now. But this is, if you've not thought about it, maybe now's the time. Maybe hanging your own shingle. Maybe setting yourself up to
use your skills to make yourself some money.
Even if it's just a side hustle, if it's like, but this shows to me actually physically making something or creating something. This could be artwork or it could be something, crafty or whatever. But there's an opportunity for quite a decent side revenue, which could become a full-time business for you.
That you do all the facets, like you create the product, you're the person behind the idea, you do the networking. But it looks like a pretty decent income could be had from that.
So don't rule it out. A lot of times we're
all is not lost.
Yeah, we sometimes think, But if you love doing something and you're good at it, why shouldn't you be able to use it to create some revenue for you. Because if you actually wind up doing what you love for a living, you don't work anymore.
Yep.
You don't. That's
All right.
it.
So the overall theme for everybody is dream big, and think about what you can do to put in the effort to bring those dreams into a reality. That's how we can harness this energy.
It's really wild that the card mirrored the astrology so well, isn't
And
it?
don't be hurt by other people's BS. That's important, because there's
Indeed.
going to be a lot of BS. All right. Card of the week, my friends.
You must.
Use sound judgment when dealing with everything that's happening this week. Right? So you know he's going to tell you this is King Solomon and cut the baby in half, blah,
No,
blah.
I'm not. No, I'm not. Not today.
But now really is the time to weigh things up, right? And not get lost in the crazy. Sit firm.
So, it's interesting, this card. You will note that often justice is shown as blind, typically in the statue of Themis, and which you see over the Old Bailey and all that, blindfold. But this person is not blindfold, and if you look really closely, if you have this deck yourself, you can look very much at his crown, and right above his third eye he's got a ruddy great big chunk of blue crystal there, which is really saying use your intuition as well as what you see, as well as what. So use all of your tools in your toolbox to discern what is going on here.
Right? How does this feel? What do I really know?
Yep.
What's fair here? Do they really want that?
Discernment is key, because there's going to be an awful lot of smoke and mirrors. There really is. People are going to say, don't believe everything you see. It's
And chaos.
Don't believe your lying eyes.
Right, and chaos. Imagine 135 flights were canceled. That's chaos.
So use your discernment. All right. It may be challenging, but use your discernment, and that's how we truly dispense justice. And when it comes to understand that's what the scales are about. The sword is there to divide, to apportion who gets what, and the scales is to weigh up who actually should receive what. So there's an awful lot of goings on here, but good goings on. So long as you use
don't
your
lose your head.
Don't lose your head, and use all of your faculties to
All right,
discern
so
things.
we made it. We're going to have
made
book
it.
club tonight.
We are.
Be mindful that it might start late.
Yes, because
right?
I
'Cause
have
he
a
has,
meeting, unfortunately.
Yeah, he has a public access TV thing.
Yes, in another hat I wear.
Yep. So don't think we're not going to come on. We're going to come on later and do that.
We should be back by
And
8.
we got lots of stuff going on this week. All kinds of stuff in the Academy of the Occult.
Oh, yeah.
Check that out.
And a blatant plug. Listen, even if you can do nothing other than share the video, if you can't contribute to our GoFundMe for our tarot deck, because
You could share the video. That would be helpful. Yeah.
Just share the video. Tell your friends about it. Go watch it yourself. You'll find it on our channel. So go check that out.
It's a big fat hairy deal.
It is a big fat hairy deal. We've been working on it for years, and I know some of you guys that have joined us today have been on our guinea pigs on our, and it's helped us. We owe you a debt of thanks, because you've helped us
Work some stuff out.
and also knuckle down and get the bloody narrative written as well, because otherwise it just keeps slipping. Everything keeps slipping, because there's too much of us.
All right.
Too much of us. There's not enough of us and too much to do. That's
Peace be with you,
Thank
and
you
also with
so
you. Lift up
much.
your hearts. No. Have a great
What?
day. Have a great week. And we'll see some of you again later tonight.
Yep.
All right.
Do if you haven't subscribed to our channel or you're a new viewer, please do subscribe
I'll do
to
the
our channel.
Queen's Wave today.
Oh, she'll do the Queen's Wave. Do like, comment, subscribe. Tell your friends all about us. We're
Thank
trying to
you,
be less of a
thank
well-kept
you.
secret. We love you to small pieces. And don't forget to join us for book club at 8 o'clock tonight or thereabouts. We'll be posting it later. Have yourself an amazing day. Be blessed. Be well. Bye-bye for now.